Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're ready for another podcast. So today I'm going to speak to you about something that is not as fun as my other lessons, but this is a very important one. This is about renting an apartment in America and things you need to watch out for. Now, watching out for something means to be aware of and know this might happen. So, the first thing you want to do when looking for an apartment is look for the right area to live in. So, if you find an apartment with very low rent, you might look into why it is so low. And rent is what we call the amount you pay every month to stay there. Now, the nicer up areas will have much higher rent. And sometimes it is so much if you live in a very nice neighborhood. One of my friends lives in the nicest neighborhood to raise a family in, and she pays a lot of money. We have a phrase, and that is look at your priorities, which is what is very important for you. Is it important to find an apartment that is in a safer neighborhood? Or another thing to look at is it close to where you work? Because how much money you will spend on gasoline and every day is another very important thing that you need to look at. And maybe if you are like me and I am a single guy, I do not necessarily need the best neighborhood to stay in, so I might look to save a little money. And so that is the first step to finding an apartment. Now, another thing that you will look for is something that is a little under, it might be something that is not very obvious. And that is called the utility bill. And that is like how much you will need to pay for gas, for water, for electricity, for the other things in the apartment that you are using every day. And so sometimes some apartments, they say the utilities are included, which means you do not have to pay for gas, electricity, and everything because that is included in your rent you are paying. Now, some apartments, it is a little tricky. My friend had this problem too. When he found an apartment and he's like, oh, this is great, but then found out the utilities were not included, it was more than he was willing to pay for that neighborhood, to live in that neighborhood. So that was another thing that is very important to look for, is are the utilities included or unincluded? And the other thing to look out for is when you are making a budget sheet. That is how much it will cost you to do something. When I moved from here to Novosibirsk, I had a budget sheet. I would write out how much food would cost, how much I would pay for rent, everything. Now, something they do in America is they have something we call a security deposit. This is not for you. This is for the landlord for the apartment. A landlord is who owns the apartment. And this is to protect them. Because if you leave and if you are ready to move out and you leave without repairing something like a hole in the wall, they will use that security deposit to repair the wall. Or if you leave before your lease is up, and a lease is how long you say you will be there. Most apartments have a year lease. You will need to stay there at least for 1 year. And if you leave before your lease is over, this will help them cover until they find someone else to cover for you. So I hope you learned a lot, and good luck finding an apartment in the future, guys. Have a good day.